Hello guys, I haven't really been working on my cars or anything like this. It's so cold outside and I just wanted to show you some new products that I bought last week. I did a review on this headlamp here last week, but I thought the review was terrible and like rushed and everything like this, and I didn't really feel good about it. So I'm trying again. So I bought this OLIGHT headlamp. It's called the HS2. And I actually think it was released this summer or something like that. I saw some early prototypes, I think on the Going Gear channel, when they were visiting the factory in the spring or something like that, and this was like one of the prototypes, and I thought it looked pretty interesting. So it's backed up by a 5-year warranty. I'm not sure, but that is probably something OLIGHT uses on all of their products. A maximum output of 400 lumens, which is going to be enough for like cross-country skiing, running, or just a walk in the woods or the forest. And it got a 2000 mAh rechargeable battery, and you charge it with a standard micro USB cable, and you can also plug the headlamp unit into a power bank and it will run off the power bank directly. So the battery is also like just working as a small power bank, but strapped to your head. Maximum 400 lumens at 400 lumens, and that is at 2 hours and 12 minutes. One of the interesting things I thought about this headlamp here was when you have it running at the 100 lumen setting, the battery times are really poor compared to some of Nightcore's headlamps. So I maybe want to test this in the future, because I can't really understand how this would be that much worse. But 50 lumens, 18 hours, and a throw distance of 85 meters, which is fine for most things, but maybe if you are doing something like bicycling, or you're seeing here that it's snowboard, I think when you're getting up to speed, it's maybe like on the edge. You maybe want something with a little bit more throw. I'm not sure. But impact resistance 1 meters, and the IPX4 rating. So it's only splash proof and not like waterproof. So fine for rain and everything like that, but don't take it underwater. You get actually a nice carrying case with it. I broke it the first time I actually tried to put the headlamp in it. I just feel you have to like put everything in pretty gently, or it's maybe just me that is not being cautious enough, but somehow I was able to break it on the first try. But yeah, and you actually get a manual. You always get a manual, and some more of these plastic holders that just holds the wire into the headband there, and you also get a micro USB charging cable. And taking a look at the headlamp itself, which you probably came here to see, it's got a fairly interesting design. You can see like the unit itself is really small, and for performance up to 400 lumens, you can maybe wonder if the thermal efficiency is enough to like lead off all of the heat away. But I tested it in my like little laboratory, and after a half an hour the performance was still over 90%. So heat isn't really a problem when you are running it at the maximum of 400 lumens, which is nice, because on a headlamp I don't really find the use for like a turbo setting. You're not like gonna reach up to your head to like have the in turbo mode for like 10 seconds anyway. So control unit is here on the side. I find that a little bit awkward, because there are like different weights and bulk on each side of the head, so it feels like you have something there all the time, and yeah, I don't really like it that much, and it feels a little bit weird having it with the wires on the side there. And on the back here we have the battery pack, which is firmly on the back of your head, and it feels good. micro USB rechargeable, got a charging indicator there, and it also beeps when it gets too low current. And this one also got some TER reflectors, which stands for total internal reflectors, and they have to like specially or make each kind of reflector for what you want to have the performance to do, like a spot or flood, or yeah, you have a lot of like combinations of like diodes and everything you have to take into account. So that is maybe something not all manufacturers would do, because it costs them some money to like develop this product. And TR reflectors look somewhat like this. These are for some bigger headlamps in the cars, but the principle is basically the same, and this is how they look from side, and something like this on the top. And they will look differently, as I said, depending on what kind of characteristics you want to have on the light. But overall, build quality and everything like this feels great. But is it good? Yes. So when you're out running, it's important to look cool. So therefore you want some equipment that also matches your outfit, and I feel that maybe this headlamp here would look nicer if it was a little bit bigger and people would actually see what you were wearing on your head, and not some weird kind of head strap. But other than that, you don't really feel the weight of the headlamp on the front of your head. The only thing I have to complain about, as I said earlier, is like the controller and the wires. It feels weird having it just on the one side and nothing on the other side. But other than that, the battery pack is resting firmly on the back side of my head, and you don't need this top strap that you need on a lot of other ones. So it feels good and looks semi-professional. So this, guys, is the OLIGHT HS2, and it's a 400 lumen light. And I think this is the 400 lumen setting. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but it's really spread out and evenly, but it's not super bright either. But you won't really have a hot spot in front of you. You will have a nice evenly spread out. And this is the flood setting, and this is more of the spot setting. So neither the flood or the spot is like super powerful, but they give out a fair amount of light. Nothing too fancy, but it certainly works for running and walking. But no, maybe not like snowboarding and bicycling and stuff like that.